Hello farmers, welcome again to Zim Farmer. Well, in this video, this is a continuation video on brooding. If you didn't watch the first video, the link to the video is in the description below. Click on the link and watch the first video. In this video, we are going to be talking about how to prepare a brooder chick or brooder guard, and a few notes that we left out on that first video. Right, without wasting any time, well, firstly, you need to hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so that you won't be left out on videos like these. These videos are important, guys. If you need to run a successful agro business, follow each and every single step of these videos. I promise you will run a very successful agro business, a successful one. And remember, if you have any question, don't hesitate to leave a comment or to leave a question on the comment section below. Without wasting any of your time, let's get down to business on how to prepare a chick brooder guard. Right, first, number one, you need to use a 2.5 meter cardboard as brooder guard material to make a circle that uses 8 meters for 100 chicks for 4 weeks. You have to use a cardboard of height of a 2.5 meters and a diameter of 8 meters for 100 chicks for 4 weeks, which means if you have 200 chicks, you have to multiply by 2. If you have 300 chicks, you have to multiply the 8 meters by 3. If you have, going on and on and on and on and on for 4 weeks, just 4 weeks, no more, no less, right? Remember, fill the ring with litter material such as wood shavings, straw, etc. up to 10 meters thick or 4 to 5 inches from the floor, and place the heat source at the center of the ring, like the one being shown on the image that is appearing on your screen right now. That is how your brooder must be like that, right? The feed pen height should be adjusted so that they rest on the litter for the 14 days to ensure all birds can easily access the feed without having to climb into the feeder. Remember, it is the height. You must make sure that the height that you put your feeding pens, the chicks mustn't climb into the feeder. They must be able to eat from the feed but not climb onto the feeder, right? Thereafter, feeders should be raised incrementally throughout the growing period so that the lip of the pen is level with the bird's back at all times. The height of the feeding pen must be increased, throughout the growing period. As they grow, increase the height of the feeding pen. As they grow, increase the height of the feeding pen, and it has to be leveled with the back of the chicks. Right. It is highly recommended that all flocks are grown under natural light. And in temperature management, most of the video, if you want to know more about temperature management, the video, you must click the link on the description below. We explained a bit when it comes to temperature management. And lastly, we need to talk about the major reasons for early mortality in brooding and brooding mistakes. Most people think that chicks just die. They don't just die. If you see your chicks dying, if you see your chicks dying, it's because of these reasons that we are about to state right now, right? Reason number one: poor brooding, high and low brooding temperatures. If your temperature is too high, you will kill your chicks. If your temperature is too low, you will kill your chicks. So remember, your temperature must be optimum at all times. Remember, always check for your temperatures. More about temperatures was discussed in the first video. Click the link is in the description. Click that video and watch it up to the end, and you will understand more about temperatures in the brooding houses, right? Dampness in the brooder. Remember, the brooder must be dry all the time, and that's number two, dampness in the brooder. Then number three, overstocking. Remember, earlier we were talking about how to build the brooder, how to construct your brooder, and we talked about the measurements and the quantity of chicks that you need to put inside there. So remember, you mustn't overstock your chicks. If you overstock them, they will die, right? Number 4, inadequate feeding or drinking space. And the feeding space and the drinking space must be adequate because they must be adequate at all times. And number 5, carbon monoxide poisoning in the case of charcoal burners. So remember, if you are using charcoal burners, there must be enough ventilation because the chicks also use all animals breathe in oxygen. So if there's less oxygen and more carbon monoxide, they will die. So remember, the place must be well ventilated if you are using charcoal burners. And the next one is feed poisoning, fungal toxins, later poisoning, ingestion of sawdust. As you said earlier, you mustn't use sawdust. You must use the wood shavings or straw. So if you use sawdust, the chickens will mistake it for feed and eat it and they'll die. The next one is starvation. Remember, your chicks must be well fed at all times. They mustn't starve. So there must be adequate feeding and in the feeding pens. Then the next one is nutrition deficiency. Don't just feed them. You must buy chick mesh or grower starter packs and vitamins, and make sure that there is sufficient nutrients for all your chicks in the brooders, right? And the next one is genetic disorders. Genetic disorders can be found in all living organisms. So that's one of the natural causes of deaths when it comes to poultry farming, right? Then the next one is predators like rats, wild or stray cats and dogs. So you remember, when building your brooder, it must be well protected from wild animals like rats and cats and dogs and other wild animals that roam around the places. So it must be well protected from those. You can even use a watchdogs to protect from other animals. And remember, when you build it, you must make sure that you build it so that it will be safe and well protected from wild animals. And then the next one is parasites. Remember, vaccination and spraying and quarantining at all times, because parasites kill. So remember, vaccinate all the time and make sure everything is vaccinated at all costs, right? Then there is peeling, and then there is cannibalism. So those are the most things that usually affect those are the most reasons for early chick mortality, the reason that cause death in chicks or brooding. Right, people, there are things that you must and must not do when it comes to bed collection, and I'm gonna list a few things, or the most important rules that you must follow in collecting beds, right? These are the do's, things that you must check before you collect your beds, and things that you must do when collecting your beds, right? Number 1, collect your beds early in the morning where temperatures are cooler in the summer. In winter, make provisions for warmth in your truck or vehicle for collection. That's the first one. Make sure you collect early in the morning during the summer, or when it is in the winter. Make sure that make sure that the truck that you're using, the vehicle that you're going to use for collection, is warm. Number 2, order chicks from a reputable and traceable supplier. Never order chicks from any supplier, because most people, they sell rejects to people. So you must order to a reputable supplier, and remember, you must be traceable. So in cases for rapid death that you don't understand, you can go back to the supplier and complain about that. Number 3, check for liveness of your beds and inspect them for any deformities or injuries. Number 4, ensure good air circulation is provided in the transport vehicle where you would be transporting them. Right, remember, there must be air circulation in that vehicle that you're transporting the chicks, because remember, we talked about the carbon monoxide, and so when transporting these chicks, they need air, they need to breathe oxygen, clean oxygen, and they need fresh air also. Then the fifth one is take the birds to their brooding unit upon collection. take them straight to your breeding unit upon collection. Then the things that you mustn't do when collecting these birds are: number one, do not collect your birds during the hot or warmer hours of the day unless they are to be transported in an air-conditioned truck. Number two, do not do not do any stopovers or take any detours upon collection of your birds. You must take them straight to your brooder. Do not make any detours or any other stops. Take them straight to the brooder. Then number three, this is the last one. Do not expose the chickens to the direct wind drafts. They must make sure that you are carrying them in a well ventilated and enclosed place where there is no wind. This is all that we have for this episode. Mistakes. So this was the other part of the section that was left out, and I hope you enjoyed and I hope you understand. Remember, don't forget to subscribe and follow, because we'll be sending a lot of videos like this each and every single time. Remember, if you have any questions, don't forget to leave that question on the comment section. Subscribe guys, and follow up and become the best at what you do. Remember, Zim Farmer is always there to make you the best at what you do. We're here to help. And that's all that we have for today. Meet you again on the as we discuss more in posture farming. Have a blessed day.